Morning, guys. We are in St. Genevieve, Missouri. We got to head down to Perryville, Missouri to kick off some grout. I swear, one of the mysteries of driving or owning a Western Star is what's going to rattle or squeak next. Right now, it's the refrigerator. It really is. Just some random noise. Probably didn't run the truck last night. That would have drove me nuts. I wouldn't have slept all night with that noise. The odometer did stop on a funny number yesterday. I do have a question. A really good question. Where are the Teamsters at? Where are the Teamsters? And I say this because I see a lot of times unions bring out the rat. They bring it out if companies hire in people, scabs to do business. They'll bring the rat out for, my understanding, they'll bring it out if another union trade is in an area that they're not, whatever, it's not their official trade. They'll bring the rat out. The Teamsters were a big driving force. Teamsters and the ATA were a big driving force in electronic logs in the name of safety. A lot of our trucking laws or rules that we have in place were, pushed by Teamsters and ATA. Somehow or another, a teachers union is putting their nose where it don't belong. A teachers union steps up to sue Sean Duffy, the Secretary of Transportation, over stopping non-domicile drivers from getting CDL. Where's the Teamsters at? Where is their rebuttal on improving the safety of our highways? Where are they at? I have no idea. You have to have 5 years of a driving history in America before you can get a CDL for American citizens. But they have people coming from all over the world and just basically being handed a card and given the keys to a truck and sending them down the road. But the teachers union seems to have an issue with this. Why aren't the Teamsters stepping up and saying something? Why aren't they putting a giant rat in front of the teachers union for interfering with safety issues in our industry? 2012, 2014-ish area, the ATA was screaming. The ATA, for those who don't know, is your mega carriers, the ones with thousands of trucks, or over many trucks, not your small carriers. What I consider a small carrier would probably be 50 or less trucks. But these mega carriers, they're your money in the industry. They're the millionaires, billionaires in the industry. They're the ones that were pushing, they were screaming, driver shortage, driver shortage, driver shortage. They've been screaming it for years. And well, we had a government at the time that said, oh, well, what can we do to fix it? Well, they ended up opening up the trucking industry to visa drivers and stuff like that to make up for the driver shortage. And that just created a flood of low quality, undertrained drivers that took over our industry, basically. I had to show 5 years of a driving record, clean driving record, to get my CDL. They might not even be in the United States that long, and they wind up getting to drive a semi-truck. And I don't know if anybody's ever seen, YouTube or TikTok videos of some of these dash cam footages from other countries. It kind of concerns me. But either way, they lowered the standard of the entry level to get in our industry when they did that. Not for American citizens. No, they lowered the standard just in general. American standards, you still had to show 5 years to get a clean driving record to get a CDL. You're not going to go out, get your driver's license one day, the next day go get a CDL. No, that ain't going to happen. But either way, these guys come in, they flood our industry. And since then, the accident ratings, you can get on the internet and Google this stuff, whatever, the accident ratings have gone up. The fatalities have gone up. And their fix was to e-log. We're going to put e-logs in. It's fatigue driving. We're going to have e-logs. That didn't fix the issue. The accident ratings keep going up. If I say anything, they have gone up, twice as fast since the electronic logs. The common denominator is to me, it's not, there is a language barrier issue. I mean, I had an issue yesterday with the language barrier with the forklift driver, but they don't know what they're doing. They don't know the laws. They don't have a basic understanding. Some of these guys get, their CDL is bought, or their license to drive a truck is bought. Some of these guys don't even have a license. They're here illegally. Somehow or another, this leaseball company lets them drive a truck. They get in a fatal accident, kill a bunch of people, whatever. But there has to be a bottom level standard to get a CDL. And if these guys can't meet that bottom level standard of reading and speaking English, then they shouldn't be able to get a CDL. I wouldn't feel comfortable jumping in a truck over in India and taking off down the road, because their words look like alien writing to me. Their signage and letters and all that, it looks like alien writing. So that's the issue. And when you have teacher unions, and supposedly there are other unions involved in this lawsuit, saying that it's not fair, it ain't about fairness. It's about the safety of me and you going down the highway. It's about, me not having to worry about my family getting plowed into by, either an illegal immigrant driving in the United States or somebody that just couldn't read the road signs. That's the issue here. And I'm not saying that American drivers don't cause fatal accidents. I'm not saying that. It happens. But here lately, when you read the news headlines, it's more and more, and unfortunately, I see the same last name a lot of times in fatal accidents and other crime going on in the industry. Nobody's even blinking an eye at it. So that's the issue. We are here to unload. I decided today that I rambled enough this morning that I wouldn't need GoPro footage, when in fact, I should have my GoPro going coming home. Cow loose out on the road. Farmers out trying to wrangle it. I stopped to help, but they already had it under control. So they didn't need my help, but either way, that would have been entertaining GoPro footage. We are back at the house. I had to go take a tire off the Suburban and go see what's wrong, what's stuck in the tire. Probably look at the brakes, see why I don't have real brakes either. Use your head if you ride a motorcycle. Use your head if you're driving a car. You just don't know what you're going to find on these old country roads. Be ready, be alert. Y'all stay safe. God bless you. We'll catch you on Monday.